backlight.dev. So you can go check out Backlight's website here. And at this point, I'm gonna ask you, what should I do if I'm ready to start my company. I want to build a landing page so that people can say that they're interested. And I'm going to start from the get-go with the design system. I've decided that's how I'm going to build my company.
Let's go and get started with the yellow button. Yeah.
All right.
There is a bunch of starter kits, which are design systems that are pre-built. And depending on the technology, so you have some web components, some React, some Vue, and those are examples of technologies. So we're still building that on a weekly basis, but this is what you have today. But given the style of Learn with JSON, I think we should start from scratch.
Let's do it.
So we're going to pick up the black card, which says blank. Exactly. And so we're just going to pick this up and you go into Backlight. So this one is blank. And now you're going to need to make your copy of it. And so by clicking on the start with this design system, and now we're going to ask you to log in because we're going to save things on your account.
Got it. Yeah. So basically I can play at first, and then if I want to keep it, I need to obviously have an account to associate my version with. Okay. So I signed up with GitHub. I'm in.
So now what you see on the left, this is a list of packages, and the tokens and components and infrastructure are kind of sort of folders where you can put stuff. This is where we're going to put modules or JS modules or CSS modules. That would be the composition of your design system. I don't know exactly where you want to start, but maybe we can start with some design tokens.
Okay. So yeah, so we're gonna build ourselves a company launch page and a design token. I'm gonna put this here, and so
let's say colors.
Okay.
To start with.
And do I have to give this a file extension, or I just say colors?
No, this is just a package. Yeah. This is like a folder.
Okay.
And then on the right, you have the fields with the source, stories, test, docs, and design. So we can look at that, but maybe we're going to start with source.
Source.
Because we're going to add a new file, exactly. And this could be colors. I would recommend to do a colors.scss.
Okay.
Because this way we can combine them, because I think we're gonna build maybe with the CSS custom properties.
Sure.
And then we're gonna combine the colors and the typography and everything we build together.
Okay, so then if I want to do it, is this just straight up CSS the way that I would always write it?
Exactly. So the only thing maybe and this will be useful later, but let's prefix everything with something that you want to use.
Let's just use LWJ for now.
And then you can use color. And now you can say, I don't know, maybe primary, that's good enough. I don't know.
Okay. And let's set the primary color to hot pink. We're probably going to have to tweak these as we go, as we actually see them in action, but I can make some up. And then what? We probably need like a color foreground, and we can make that like a dark color, and then a color background, and we'll make that a really light color.
Yep.
And these are just shades of gray.
Exactly.
Okay.
And now, right away, I'm going to show you something right away, because I think it's interesting, is we can write the documentation of these colors to document it. So exactly, we go to doc, and so we support different shape of documentation, but I think MDX will be easier if we go React. So we can do colors MDX, exactly. Now I think we need to import... MDX.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we need to add the dependency. So you have in the bottom end, you have the root files on the bottom left-hand side.
Gotcha.
And you have a package.json, and we're going to add the dependency of this.
Okay. And do I do that just like straight up like this?
Exactly. we
React.
actually gonna add an easier panel for that. Go back to colors to see if it's working.
There it is.
There we go. So now we want to show the colors. So one way is obviously we could build here in MDX some boxes and stuff with the colors. So this will document.
Yeah,
but
I'd have to do something like like div style. So there's the way that you would do it manually, and
exactly
this I don't want to do this every time, and I certainly don't want to have to go edit this every time.
Yes. So what you can do is you can use a component that we build, and this is actually available in open source. So we can import brackets style showcases, style without the D showcases. You get it right. Yeah.
Okay.
And then and this is at divriots / doc kit.
Like that?
Yes, dash react / because there is the different components, style dash showcases.
Okay. And then do I need to add this to the package?
Yes.
Okay.
You're getting used to it. And now we can use it. It's actually a React component, so we can use it. Exactly. And then we're going to use as a property, we're going to put prefix equals, and we're going to prefix it with your CSS custom properties. So maybe -- LWG colors, exactly. So this will tell him, take all my colors that start with all my CSS custom properties that start with this. And then we're going to say another property, which is style key.
Style key?
A key with exactly. And we're going to say background, because we need to tell him this is a background color that we want to showcase.
I see. Oh, because I tried to do... I tried to include the selection inside the package JSON because I copy pasted.
Okay, so now we're missing just one thing, a piece of CSS, either in a new file or inline. We can create a new file if you want, just to style the box, actually, because the box can be styled the way you want. So we can say exactly.
Okay.
And now you can make a class that is called box.
Okay. And we'll say...
then you can give it exactly. You got it.
Okay, so then we'll just do like a light margin.
Yes, and a border radius if you want. But...
Oh yeah, border radius. Let's do that. Okay.
And then you can go back to your here and exactly.
Source box.scss.
And you could actually have the box in the doc folder, because it's only relative to the box, but that doesn't matter. That's okay.
Oh, I see. I understand. Okay. And so then do I need to like add that box class here?
Exactly. I know this is called component.
Oh,
prop.
It's not.
No, it's not last name.
Component
props with a S at the end. And then it's this is where you put an object, exactly, class name. You got it.
All right.
Wow, that was... So now you can even add new CSS custom properties, and they will show up automatically.
Very cool. Okay, so let's do a secondary. And we'll do this one as is that a color? Yeah.
That's nice.
And then if I reload over here,
exactly,
it's automatically in. And this is, I'm assuming this is like order dependent. So if I switch these up, yes, look at that. That's slick.
So you can do quite a lot of things. So you can obviously do that by yourself and do exactly the color palette that you like, but we just offer this this little facility into the Dockit React package.
Yeah, this This is really nice. Like it's good to have these kind of like, let's just make that thing work the way that we want it to work. But okay, so now we've got primary colors, secondary colors. So the next thing then is we need to put together our components. And so I want to do like a landing page. So if I'm launching this business, I need like a headline. I'm going to need some text that says like, hey, this business is coming soon. And I haven't had time to put together a newsletter yet. So what I'm actually going to do is kick to Twitter. So let's just have a button that says like, for updates, follow me on Twitter.
Yes.
Right. So headline, text, button, and then maybe like let's start there, and then I have a follow-up question once we get there.
Okay. Do you want to like say create another token for the typography maybe?
Oh yeah, we could definitely do that. Let's go into source.
Yeah, you can go into tokens on the left. Now this is like this will stay as the colors, and we can now create a typography. Exactly. And so same story.
All right.
Same story. We're gonna do exactly.
Got it. Okay, so then I've got my typography.scss. We're gonna set up the root, and we'll give it an LWJ. Call it text, and how do you usually?
So I would usually just do a font family.
Let's use Georgia so that we know that it's working, because it's a serif. And then we can like default to serif. Comic Sans. And then we can do like an LWJ text heading font.
Yes.
And yeah, we can use Comic Sans for that. What is it? Comic Sans MS,
so
is that right?
Yeah. And the best to keep it discoverable is you do like text font heading. So this way you can have exactly. This way you can change heading into something else. And this is another family.
That was what I was thinking. Yeah, as we could do.
Okay. So then you can do font family and then add something. So for example, if this is heading, you give it heading, and then the other one you call it body. Exactly. Perfect.
Okay. Then we can do like go.
Then I like to do size and weight. I think those are the minimum, but you can obviously add.
Okay, let's go with the size of, we'll default to 18.
You can do size normal and size big or size large.
Gotcha. Okay. And do you always like you would go like
exactly,
and then we could go with big and huge.
Yeah. So what I like to do also is to give it some space to separate the different types of token, but I think you get
yeah, I see what you so we got those, and then bold, and let's just stick with that. Or no, we can, what we can do? We can do a black, and we'll make that like a 900. So we can do kind of different sizes and stuff. I'm not sure if Georgia has a 900 weight, but we can try that.
Exactly.
Anything else we should put in here?
I think that's a good start. I mean, we don't need to be too crazy. And it's actually a good thing to start small. And this is actually something I would recommend to everybody, is like to start small with the design system and just build on it progressively.
So I'm just grabbing out that.
Yeah, maybe you can copy paste from the colors, or would give you some time.
Definitely could have done that. Let's make sure that's doing there it is. Okay, so then I can go back to colors and grab this style showcases.
Yeah, and with the import and everything.
And for this one, style key, how do I want to do this?
The style key will be font family. Sorry.
So I gotcha.
Yeah, because you want to do a showcase for font family. So the style key would be font family.
And is this camel cased or snake cased?
Yeah, camel case.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
You don't need the component props for this one because it's a font family. It doesn't have a box. You need to import the style,
Oh,
the
that's right.
React component. Yeah.
Yes. Copy this out. Okay.
So let's maybe just add something else, which is showcase, a new property. So this is documented in the package for style, but showcase component equal text because we want to tell him it's text. Okay, that helps.
That's
so
cool.
now you have the two fonts, which are the body and the heading with the fonts that you selected.
Got it. And then if I want to do the same thing
for size,
I can go with size. And this one would be font size.
Exactly. And off you go. You're good at that, huh? It's like you always used it.
Okay, so we've got the sizes, and then what else do we have in here? We've got our weights. So we can come back and copy this and say weights. And I screwed that up. What is it?
Text, yeah, it's just a key. Weight. It's just a key.
Oh, the key. Font
weight, yeah.
Ta-da! Okay, that. And then Georgia doesn't have.
And we can see the 900 weight. Is not.
Yeah. But if I, I'm not going to worry about it.
So you can tune all this stuff. You can tune all this stuff up, but this is how it looks by default.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I think this is too much. So I have a whole thing for this. So let's just use the system font. Oh no, it didn't work. There's a copy paste block that we can get in here. Let's get
always a good source.
This one. All right, so here I'm gonna drop this in, and if I refresh, oh, so it doesn't pick up so I would need to like add styles if I wanted it to pick up the font family and everything.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Exactly. Okay, so we won't worry about that now. But this will be a little bit easier to look at, I think, than like Comic Sans and a sans serif. So, all right.
So now, before we move into the button, because maybe that's what you want to do, right? We just spend a little bit of time to improve that documentation style. Let's create in the infrastructure, let's create a layout for our documentation so that it looks better.
Okay.
And so we can create exactly a layout. That's fine.
Okay.
And then in source, you can create just a layout.tsx or JSX, whatever you prefer.
We'll see how I do with TypeScript.
So we need to import React. And we need to import MDX provider from MDXGX React. It's MDX full cap.
Always get that wrong. MDXJS React. Okay, and so I need to wrap the whole thing, right?
So yeah, so we're gonna do an export.
Right, because it needs to be an actual component.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at me go.
We're gonna export. You can export. Export default will work.
And then do we want a children? Right?
Yeah, I don't use it, but I usually don't use it. But I use the props and then get the children. Yeah.
Okay. So if I return, then I can move these.
Yeah.
Into
That's
here.
exactly it. Exactly. And then one thing that just to make it fast,
Hmm.
again, we're going to pick up from the DocKit React. We're going to pick up a pre-made layout.
Okay.
So we're going to import from the DivRiot's DocKit React something called core layout. From DivRiot / DocKit React / MDX layout core.
Okay.
So we have different layouts, but this one is the core. And then we can just use it inside the provider. And this thing takes one property. Yeah, this is really good. Yeah, exactly what we need. And then this takes one property, which is a logo, if you want to have one. And I think the logo of your company would be even better. But
Yeah, I think I have. Let's see.
and it's
I'm gonna have to
it's a
figure out.
React component. So if you copy paste, if you get an image, it needs to be a
Got it. Let me edit as HTML. Should let me copy this and then
yeah.
come back over here. I can let's see. I can put it up here.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Got it. Okay. Think
And
that'll
then
just work. Let's find out.
I think you need to, there's some dash things that you need to fix. Some camel case, some attribute that needs to be moved into camel case.
Like,
yeah, stroke weight, stuff like that.
oh, it's not. I thought it would just fix that these days. Let's see. Guess we can find out if it's going to explode once we get it in here.
Yeah.
So rule, clip rule. All right, let's see. Let's see what happens.
What we need now is in the doc, in the typography documentation. Exactly. We need to use that layout. And to do that in MDX, you need to export default the layout. So you need to import it first. You need to import from the layout. So now this is a little bit special from exactly like now you use the tilde because you're telling pick up from the root of the design system / layout. And then because it's still in source, so we haven't created some export on the root. So we have to do /source / layout. I think it's called layout.tsx. Yes. Yeah, that would. And now we need to export layout. And if this is okay, we're going to have a new layout.
Let's see how I did with on-the-fly SVG updates.
Yes.
Oh, I messed it up. And I messed it up.
I think in the layout, instead of picking up the children on the top, we're going to pick up the props. Exactly. Okay. And then we're going to put all the props here, like with a triple dot. No, not here, inside the, yeah, exactly like that. And remove the children. There we go.
Hey, look at it go. Okay. So let's see if we can get our logo back in.
Exactly.
There we go.
Look, that's super cool.
I love it.
So now we can go back to typography because I want to show you a little thing, a cool little thing. And in the doc, so we have these two lines that applies the layout, the import and the export. So take those two lines and put that into colors as well, so that the two pages have the same layout. Did you save? Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at it. That's so cool, now we've got like consistency. Our design system has a little bit of consistency to make it feel good.
And if on the top end now, if you go to doc, on the top end, you have this switch with review. The top end, yeah, exactly, doc. Now you have as if it was like a website.
Oh, and you know what this means? Watch, we can go in here, and I can go into here, and I'm going to add a like layout.scss, and I can do something like we'll go font family and LWJ text font family default.
Exactly.
Did I do default or body?
I think it's body.
Okay, and then I'm gonna pin this while I do it. That should.
And now you need to import it on the layout TSX. You're getting good at that, huh?
Yeah, it's you know, a hazard of this job is you got to pick it up quickly. But check it out. So now we can see our weights actually show up, and we can see that things are doing what we want them to do. We've still got our heading sizes, and we can do something like if I go in here and say we're gonna set our, let's say our H1, H2. I think that's all we use. So let's stop there and say font family will be J text font family heading. Now we're using our design system to build our design system, and that's pretty slick.
Exactly. That's what you want.
I love it. I'm into it. I think this is great.
So let's bump it a notch and build a component. Maybe we could like, for the sake of the audience, maybe we could build like elevations, spacing tokens, border radiuses tokens. We could build a lot more tokens than that, I think. But I mean, given the time frame here,
because what I really want to see is how we put this into practice, right?
Yes.
Like I want to use this design system. So
yes,
I'm going to create a button.
Yes.
All right. Now, if I go into source, my assumption is I'm going to create button.jsx.
Exactly, if you want. Or TSX. Yeah.
And then I'm going to import React from React. And then down here, I'm going to export default function button. And we'll return, let's do like a button. And that button's going to need some text. So I'll give it a text prop. All right, and so this is all just standard React. I'm just doing, this is me going on my gut. I could be wrong. I'm gonna give it some default text here, and that gives me a button. I'm gonna unpin this, and then.
So now, if you want to see it right away, what I like to do is do stories. So we can go into the stories, and then you can create like a .stories.jsx.
Okay.
That would be special. So this is pure storybook. So
okay. So I don't actually have a lot of familiarity with Storybook. I've used it, but not built it.
That's fine. That's easy. So you can just import React again. Unfortunately, we have to do that.
Import button from button.
/source/
Oh, right, because we're not in the source folder anymore.
Yeah.
Got it.
/button. And then we do export. We do export const. And then you give it like button primary, for example. You call it equal. And then you make a function. Exactly. And then you return whatever you want, which is your button.
Okay.
So, and if you go back to stories on the right-hand side, exactly, you have it.
Wow!
And you can create multiple of them if we want. You just copy paste like export const and just make secondary.
Okay. And so in this button, I'm going to, let's add a color key.
Exactly.
And we can say
secondary.
Secondary.
Yeah.
All right. And so then I'm going to come in here and we've got a color, which will default to primary.
Exactly.
And we can do like a style, and we'll do button color, and we'll set that to color. No, we're going to set that to, haha,
You need to
WJ color like this, right? Because then we can go style it up.
Yeah.
And actually use these tokens that we created in our design system. Look at us go. We're design systeming. Okay.
But the dash. Okay, you're gonna do that. Okay.
Right? Is this gonna work? Like, because then I can go button, and my button is going to have a background color of button color. Right? And so that way it kind of defaults. And I guess what I could do is I could actually go button color is going to default to LWJ color primary. And then that would default if this was unset. But because I don't want to do any logic to like show or not show this, I'm choosing not to do that. So instead, I'm going to leave this out entirely. And then let's add a little bit more. We'll do like a font family of LWJ text, font family heading, and let's do a font size. LWJ text font size big. We'll add some padding of, let's call it 5 on the top and 1 on the left and right. And then what we need to do here is import our buttons button.scss, and I need to add a class name of button. Okay, so that got us part of the way there, but I screwed something up.
Oh, you know what? I think the design tokens were not imported, so they're not set.
Yeah, that would, of course, that would cause the problem. So do I import them here or do I import them above? Like, how would you manage this?
So here I like to import like CSS custom properties in CSS because you stay in the same realm. When you do CSS in JS, then it's a different story. But here you can do that. So it's
no token source.
Yeah, it's actually tiered colors.
Colors.
Because the folders are more virtual than
like
exactly.
That?
Yeah.
There it goes. There it goes.
There we go.
And then we can do another one. And we will. Oh wait, no. What am I doing? I'm in the wrong place. I want to get into my stories.
Exactly.
And I want to do my secondary button. Right, and then
you have
secondary.
That's it.
Look at it go.
You can maybe remove the border because it's really
yes.
It's really ugly this way.
So we'll go with a border of none, and we'll do a border radius to keep up with the rest of our design of something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, look at that. That's a nice looking button. I'm happy with that. I think the contrast is okay.
And the 9 points are, if you, on the right of button secondary, you have the 9 points. This gives you all the stories together.
Oh, that's really slick, because then if I start changing stuff, I can make more choices. Yes. And this is like, I think the strength of building a design system is.
So now I propose we do a documentation of it.
Okay.
And so you can copy paste the documentation if you want.
Okay.
That will spend some time.
All right. And so this one we're pulling in button. Okay.
No. So the good thing here is like very basic is like we can just import the button. You didn't, I think, import the React button. We can just import the React button. Exactly. And we should just have the button in the middle of our documentation as soon as we save. Exactly. Perfect. So we can do a few things here. You can triple backcoat and do some coding example if you want. We're gonna get that.
Okay, so we got some triple.
Oh yeah.
Is this the kind of thing that I can? Oh, look at it go! You
Exactly.
give it the type. All right.
Exactly. So that's cool. And what will be nice is if we have a little playground of our button.
Mm-hmm.
So to do this, we can import a new component helper from the div-riots dockkit React. And it's called Playground.
From div-riots dockkit React, and then is it like Playground?
Playground, yeah.
Okay.
And so then we can call Playground, and then exactly, and we give it a prop that is called scope. And this is to pass the button. So we're gonna equal, double, and then and another property called code. And then we can put some code inside it, but in text.
Like so, like backtick,
exactly
like I just did. Okay.
Yeah.
And so then I can do something like button, and we'll say text equals test me. Okay, so we've got our
exactly.
button.
Now you can play with it because the code underneath is editable. It's a true playground.
Wow,
so you can even test.
That's really nice. So okay, so then I can go. What did I call this? Color.
Yes.
Wow, that's slick.
Maybe you want to give it a few headers and just to make it cool. Then we have other helpers to like show prop tables, but I think
let's call this good enough. Let's ship it and use it.
So one thing I want to show off, because we talk about the collaborative aspect with the designers and the UX writers. So you've done everything here on the browser. And so there is no npm install commands or git commands. You do this right here. So there is the ability to connect to Git, and so everybody can actually contribute pull requests from there.
Okay.
But also on the top end, you have this. On the top end, you have a yellow outline button with a persona. Exactly this. This creates a link into your clipboard, and if you share this, people will see exactly what you have right now and that you are working on.
Very cool.
And so we haven't worked with the branches, but once you plugged it into Git, you can create branches. So you can create new component. Just click that button and then share with the designer and have an interactive discussion about what you are doing right now. And this changed the game in a sense that you don't need to deploy a version of that to have a discussion, deploy into a website, or wait for the CI to build something and then share the link. As you code, at this moment, you want to share this and you want to have an interaction and a discussion, and you can do it right now.
That's very cool. And I just dropped that link into the chat for anybody who wants to take a look.
So they're going to see that.
So with our remaining 7-ish minutes, can we deploy this and get ourselves?
So let's, on the left hand side, you have a little box on the left hand side, package. This is to package, and now we can release it to npm. So this we're going to use those names. I don't know if you want to change those names, but you can.
Do you want it to be prefixed like this?
It has to be on the free version. You're limited to this scope, but so you can rename this. Yes.
Okay. Good. This is fine. This is going to be great. So we're going to call it that, and then
you can rename this as well.
Oh, cool. Okay. So let's call this one Learn with Jason. There we go. Okay. Then I go out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks
And
good.
you press.
I'm happy with that.
Yep. And you
Press.
press release.
Wait, is this really all?
Yes.
What?
So give it a second. It's building the NPM package.
Okay. Let me go back. We have 3 minutes. I can do this. I'm going to remove our backlight test. I'm going to npm init vite. Yes. And we're going to call this backlight test. We're going to use React. Okay.
And if you do this in 3 minutes, that's impressive.
We're gonna do it. It's happening right now. Okay, so we got that. Now I'm coming back in here. I'm gonna look in. Here is our app.jsx. Great. Yes. So what I'm gonna do is grab these bits out of there.
Yes.
All right. And then I'm going to replace this button. This is perfect. I'm gonna replace this button. Actually, let's watch this happen live because I'm actually really excited about it. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we'll just use the Netlify CLI to start a development server. And here it is. Okay, so here's our count. It's unstyled.
Yes.
So I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna get this one. Okay, there's our button. If this works, I'm gonna be so happy. Okay, so here's our button. All right. And then I'm going to change it from count is count. We're going to set this as text instead. I should have done it as children now that I'm thinking about actual usage, but whatever, you learn. And theoretically speaking, what happened? Does not provide an export name button.
How do we call it?
Because it was a default button. That's why. No, there.
There we go.
Look at it
How
go,
cool is that?
everybody. I mean, this is like, okay. Being able to pull in a design system and just run is, anybody can build this manually and set up all these things, but what's really interesting about what just happened here is that you've got this set up in such a way that it is this is like, behold my bucket. Exactly that, everyone. And look, because it's also showing kind of some stuff that I didn't do, which is putting all this in here. And then if I wanted to learn more about this, I could add a link to like my docs, which would bring me out to, if I make this bigger so I can see what's going on, it would bring me out to here.
Yeah, this is.
That's the wrong thing. We need to get.
No, it's good, but we did style the README,
So we would need to like kind of look into each of these, but then I can see stuff and look at how it's working, and I can do this test to set these things up. Like
exactly.
this is wonderful. This is really, really nice to work with and to kind of create like a quick iteration. I feel like there's a lot more to dig into that we didn't have a chance to get into.
There
like
is a lot.
branching there's a whole tab we didn't look at.
If we had more time, we could actually build a new branch with a new evolution of a new version of the button. And we could actually npm link that working branch online to your project. Mm-hmm. And so you don't need to re-release to see the new design system in your app. As you code online, it would update your app because it would have an npm link to that branch that you're working on.
I mean, this is great. So if somebody wants to learn more, where should they go for additional resources?
Definitely backlight.dev. There is a lot of stuff, the documentation, and also the DS Mastery, which is a place where we put some learning about how to build great design systems. And we have a Discord where we are 24 hours there.
It was a lot of fun to learn with you, and you know, I appreciate you taking the time. So yeah, chat, stay tuned. We're gonna go find somebody to raid, and we will see you all next time.
Bye bye. Thank you again, Jason.